The fire's been going for a few hours now. We've got enough fish to keep us going. Clothes are dry, weapons are cleaned, ammunition's been divided between us. For once, we're not cold. That's about as close to comfortable as Sakhal allows. Outside, the wind hasn't stopped all night. You get used to that eventually. You get used to most things. The cold, the hunger, the infected wandering through places where thousands of people once lived. Even the silence. Soon we'll be heading to Nasdara. We've talked about making the journey for long enough. There isn't much left for us here anymore, and if the stories we've heard are true, there's something beyond this place worth finding. Maybe there isn't. Wouldn't be the first time we followed a rumour. But sitting here, watching another fish cook over the fire, I found myself thinking about how all this started. It's strange. We've become quite good at surviving the end of the world, and neither of us really know what ended it. There are stories, obviously. There are always stories. Some say it started in Chernarus. Others swear the first cases were somewhere else. I've heard people blame governments, laboratories, the military. I've heard someone claim it came from the water. Another survivor once told us it was punishment from God. Maybe somebody knew the truth once. If they did, they didn't survive long enough to tell us. But we found enough old newspapers, abandoned military positions, and emergency sites over the years to piece some of it together. And whatever happened, it happened quickly. At first, people just became sick. Fever, confusion, aggression, hospitals filled. Then the patients started attacking the very people trying to help them. Nobody understood what was happening. Police were called, then more police, then the military. By the time anyone realised this wasn't something they could control, it was already everywhere. One thing we do know, the infected aren't dead. That's something you learn quickly. They're not corpses brought back to life. They're people. Or at least they were. They breathe, they bleed, they feel pain. Whatever infected them changed something in their heads. It took away their words, their memories, maybe everything that made them who they were. But it left the body behind, and it left the anger. I've sometimes wondered whether there's anything still inside them, whether some tiny part of the person they used to be can see what's happening. I hope not. We've killed too many of them for me to enjoy thinking about that. The old world tried to contain them. You can still see the evidence everywhere. Roadblocks, checkpoints, abandoned military camps, hospitals surrounded by barriers, cars left exactly where people abandoned them. Some of those places tell their own story. People were trying to get out. The authorities were trying to stop people moving. The military was trying to maintain control. Everyone probably thought there was somewhere safe on the other side of the checkpoint. There just wasn't. Eventually, the checkpoints failed. Then the towns. Then everything else. No electricity. No fuel deliveries. No food arriving at shops. No clean water coming through the pipes. No ambulances. No police. No government. The infected didn't need to kill everyone. They only needed to break the system keeping everyone alive. The rest, well, that happened by itself. But some people didn't change. People like us. Immune. At least that's the word people use. Neither of us knows why. I've been hit by enough infected over the years that if I was going to become one of them, it would have happened a long time ago. We've met plenty of others who are the same. Whatever took everyone else, it doesn't seem interested in us. Lucky us, eh? Sometimes I wonder how many people realised they were immune before everything collapsed. Maybe doctors knew, maybe governments knew. Maybe somewhere there was a room full of people desperately trying to understand why a handful of us could walk amongst the infected while everyone else disappeared. If there was, that research is probably sitting on the dust somewhere. Not much use to anyone now, because being immune didn't save civilization. It only meant some of us survived long enough to watch it disappear. And survival turned out to be a very different problem. At the beginning, I imagine everyone waited for help. Stay indoors, wait for instructions, the army will come. Someone will restore the power. Someone will bring food. Someone will tell us what to do. Then one day people must have realised nobody was coming. That's probably the moment the old world actually ended. Not when the infection appeared, Not when the first city fell, the moment people stopped waiting to be rescued. Everything we once depended on became something we had to do ourselves. Water, food, warmth, shelter, medicine, protection. Things we never thought about became the difference between seeing another day and becoming another body beside the road. Funny thing is, after enough time, it becomes normal. Look at us now. Two people sitting in an abandoned warehouse at the end of civilization. We spent the day fishing because that's how we're going to eat. Our clothes are drying beside the fire we made ourselves. Everything we own fits on our backs. We know which water is safe. We know which buildings are worth searching. We know how far we can travel before the cold becomes dangerous. We know when to fight, and we know when to disappear. And we've learned something else. The infected aren't the thing you need to fear most. People are. We've met good ones. People who've shared food when they didn't have much themselves. People who've travelled with us. People who've helped without asking for anything in return. And we've met the others. The ones who talk while they're deciding whether to shoot you. The ones who'll follow you because they want what you're carrying. The ones who'll smile right up until the moment they don't need you anymore. The infected don't pretend. People do. That's why there's two of us. Neither of us would have made it this far alone. There have been too many moments where one of us would have needed the other. Food, illness, gunfights, the cold, bad decisions, very bad decisions. Somehow, we're still here. Soon we'll pack everything again, put out the fire, leave the warehouse, and head towards Nasdara. I don't know what's waiting there. Maybe answers, maybe supplies, maybe nothing. Maybe we'll find something that explains what happened to this world. Or maybe we'll just find more evidence of people they thought could survive it. Either way, we're going. Because that's what life has become. There isn't a finish line anymore. No final objective. No place where somebody shakes your hand and tells you that you've survived. You eat, you drink, you keep warm, you move. You protect the person beside you. And if you're lucky, you wake up and do it again tomorrow. The old world measured life in years. We measure it one day at a time. One journey at a time, one fire at a time, one life at a time. Fish is nearly done. He's already packed most of his gear. I should probably do the same. Soon we'll leave civilization behind. Soon we'll head for Nasdara. And whatever is waiting for us out there, we'll face it together. We're survivors. The same as you.